Hi Gemini, I hope that you're all doing well. Before we get into it, let's set the intention for this to be a space where everyone allows themselves to feel seen and validated, and ultimately for this to be a safe space and a healing space in alignment with everyone's highest good. It looks to me like there is something that you are doing for yourself that is cultivating a sense of peace within your life, and it can be even like a way that you are doing something for you related to your emotional experience. Like you could be handling something differently emotionally, maybe feeling even more grounded with the way that you're handling something. And the biggest aim of all being, again, to cultivate this sense of peace that you desire into your life. Even when externally there may be like a lot of things going on for you within the environment, it feels like even ways that you're learning to like protect your energy emotionally. So we're starting off with the Four of Wands. Many of the signs have been starting off with the Four of Wands. So there's a focus on relationship, there's a focus on harmony. And maybe right now feeling a lack of that. There's even something that you may be feeling conflicted about. It's like it should be feeling peaceful, but it's not really feeling peaceful. And it may be something that you're looking into further now, because I'm seeing something where you're like, you know what, I want to gain a different perspective, or I need more of a perspective. Even with the way that you're processing something. Because Mercury is not just about communication, it's also about how we think, it's also about how we process, how we perceive things. And it seems like there's some sort of like expansion when it comes to your perspective. This can be of all relationships, it can be a particular relationship. Part of this is already kind of reminding me a bit of the Virgo reading. I'm seeing even something that like maybe was not understood before that now is becoming understood in relation to like your power and how you are guiding something in a particular direction. I'm seeing like plans that you're making. It's something that it seems like you're kind of in charge of, and maybe you hadn't been seeing it that way before. But I'm seeing you be like a guiding force with the direction that something is going in, while also taking into account the things that you may not have complete control over within a situation. Because it's like, I can only do as much as I can do within this situation and plan as much as I can plan. And there are also going to be things that are beyond my control that like the universe is going to set up within this situation. So it seems like even understanding your limitations within a situation while also regarding your power within a situation. I'm hearing homebody. I'm looking at the Queen of Pentacles here. So the archetype of the Queen of Pentacles, for some of you, I'm getting something having to do with like feminine behavior that was modeled for you. So this can be like guardians, mentors, teachers, parents, things like that related to like how we perceive ourselves and also how we meet our own needs. The archetype of the Queen of Pentacles is somebody stable, somebody that looks after themselves, someone reliable. I'm hearing also a source of inspiration. It's someone that like other people feel like they can come to because they are going to get advice. They are going to like feel a sense of comfort when they are interacting with this person. It's a very feminine, motherly energy, regardless of what somebody's gender is or isn't. And there's a sense of like understanding one's own needs and also meeting them and not relying on another person to do that. And also understanding one's value and how they want to be treated and what types of relationships they want to be a part of as well. It looks like there could have been something going on like out of balance as far as like the caretaking, the desire to caretake. Because to have the Six of Pentacles next to the Devil, the Six of Pentacles is about reciprocity. It's about like, you do this and you show up in this way and you also expect like a certain type of return, equality. And it looks like something had been out of balance. So this can be giving too much, it can be giving too little. Usually it's about giving too much or even expecting too much. Giving away more than we feel comfortable with, like betraying our own needs, it can be too. It can definitely be like touching on a sense of codependency as well. But I'm seeing that there's like a sense of awareness being brought about even when it comes to the ways that we express our feelings. I'm getting a highlight of Capricorn energy. I'm also looking at Neptune and Mercury. I'm hearing something about displaying affection. So I'm looking at the Devil and I'm looking at somebody sharing about how they're feeling, wanting to have some sort of communication, wanting to have a dialogue, send a message, something like that. And I'm seeing somebody on the receiving end of this. And to have the Page of Swords be here, it's about trying to understand where somebody's coming from, being very perceptive, wanting to learn more, being curious, being open, finding out all that you can about a particular situation. Maybe this is also about gathering as much information as possible before coming to a conclusion or before making a move about something. Because it looks even like wanting to analyze something that's coming towards you and think it over and know as much as you can about it, again, before you do something with it. Learning, perceiving, observing, getting even to the point where you're ready to talk about something. This can even be dialogue going back and forth where there's like a mix of air energy and also cups. So it can be like talking about an emotional standpoint even. Definitely seeing a highlight of that. It may even be like somebody coming through and telling you like where they stand or how they're feeling about something, and you kind of like observing that message before you reply to it, especially because it does look like something that would impact you emotionally. Maybe you want to like figure out how you're feeling about something and what you think about it before you reply or respond, so as to make sure it's in alignment with you and what you want to be involved in, and also how much you want to be involved in something. Feel like that was the High Priestess. Yes. There's something even intuitively that you know, something intuitively that you are aware of, that you are being guided to pay attention to. So I'm seeing it be very encouraged for you to be curious and observant, especially with what's coming towards you currently. Pay attention to your gut, pay attention to your heart, pay attention to your intuition. And continue working with that. Because I'm seeing you get to a place where you are extremely, extremely perceptive. Maybe even to the point of needing to separate yourself to get in touch with yourself. Because I'm even seeing you feel intuitively like you need to caretake something for you or to recharge in some sort of way. It even feels like a moment where, like, you know how if somebody labels themselves as, I'm hearing traditional, as introverted, how they feel like their social battery, like once they've been in a social experience, that they kind of need to step back and recharge. I'm even getting a sense of that, but it seems like emotionally, intuitively needing to recharge, like take a break from something, separate from something to like connect with self. I'm also hearing to connect with spirit. Whatever this thing is, it seems like it's something that may be draining energetically, that pulls you in. And I'm seeing you kind of scoping this thing out. But part of you may be like, do we really need a break? Should I really take it? But I'm seeing that it's something that's going to help bring a sense of ease to a situation where maybe you were feeling a lot of tension within it. And it seems like it's also going to help you maybe release something when it comes to possibly a state of conflict that you had found yourself within. Because I'm seeing there too be like a restless sort of energy. I was definitely picking up on Leo energy before. And here it is. I'm looking at Neptune, Mercury, Capricorn, Libra. It's not Libra, it's Leo. That may be a message. The moon and Jupiter. Something needs to be resolved on the emotional front. You have a gut feeling about this, about what you need. And you may be stepping out of a situation that is like constantly kind of pulling you into it. And I'm seeing that like this choice that you're making or what you need to do for yourself, it may be controversial, or maybe other people aren't understanding that, or there's some need to like defend yourself and what you need within this situation. But I'm seeing you definitely have the strength that you need to work this out. I am seeing the 10 of Swords on the bottom of the deck and also the 2 of Cups. So this can be related to a close interpersonal relationship you have and a decision that needs to be made regarding this interpersonal relationship. So I'm looking at these two very feminine figures and I'm seeing some sort of relationship here. I'm seeing there be some sort of reevaluation when it comes to what you feel you deserve, this sense of reciprocity, this sense of feeling valued, especially on an energetic, I'm also hearing empathic level. And I'm seeing you try to work with an energy that may feel like it very much sucks your energy into it. With the Devil here, I'm seeing something that you feel really siphons your energy, and I'm seeing you kind of break away from this thing. So whatever this is in your life, whether this be like a relationship or an environment, I'm also hearing a context that you get sucked into, is about creating space from that thing. And you may be making a plan to separate yourself. For some of you, this is a person. This is like somebody that you have a relationship with. I'm seeing there be a plan to send a message, and you know that this may be somewhat controversial. Somebody may not agree with your opinion here, but I'm seeing like it needs to be said because you're feeling it, and there's a sense of needing to show up for yourself here. So there's a sense of knowing that like this may not go over very well, but it's come time for you to say what you need to say as far as what you've been observing and even what you've learned within a situation, and having the strength to remark on that, to have a conversation. So yeah, it seems like it's come time for something to be brought to light. There may even be somebody that's kind of trying to over-involve themselves in your life, and you may be kind of pulling back from that to form your own opinion and get in touch with yourself and feel how you're feeling. Because I'm seeing again something that you may feel like uneasy about or conflicted about, and it's something that you may need to like make a brave decision with, or like really tell yourself that you have the strength to work something through. What I'm getting to is that there's something with the timing. Like, you may have been gathering information and trying to like form an opinion, form an understanding of something, and it seems like now that finally happens, like you even get the full picture of something that you had been dealing with, and some sort of action needs to be taken now. I'm seeing a choice, a decision. It also seems like this is about adapting to your circumstances as well. With the Fool here, this speaks about trusting yourself, taking a leap of faith, grounding emotionally. It's about making a choice. That you feel centered within. This looks like it's tied in with somebody that you have a history with. Definitely like some sort of emotional connection that you have with this person. It seems like emotionally the way that you're handling this may be different than how you had in the past. Here you are. Partnership, close interpersonal relationship. Doesn't have to be romantic, can be. Yeah, it seems like the way that you are interacting emotionally is different than how you had been before. Like there's a sense of treading lightly as far as how involved you are getting in a situation, in a dynamic. And I'm getting like a big sense of feeling calm, feeling grounded, feeling ready. I'm also hearing. It looks too like you're patiently taking your time as you are interacting with this person. There's something here about not rushing forward too quickly. There's a notion of moderation here as well with temperance related to a partnership, a relationship. And again, something about like how involved emotionally you are getting. I'm seeing you patiently working things out. Again, not moving too quickly into whatever this is. I'm seeing you be in like a very calm, paced out energy where there's no rushing, there's no forcing, there's just allowing. I'm seeing some sort of collaboration, like somebody that you've been working with, interacting with to some degree. And I am seeing an ending here. So it seems like, yeah, some sort of interaction and or collaboration that you were having, I'm seeing something come to an end. What I'm getting is that because you were able to ground something emotionally and allow things to be what they are rather than having an agenda within this situation, it seems even like it naturally, you recognize that this was meant to come to an end. And it also seems like you're in a place where you feel okay with this. It feels like not resisting something that's meant to be happening and not resisting something that's also meant to come to an end. So it's like not fighting that. Taking lessons in stride. I'm seeing a bridge here. I am seeing a tower. It seems like it's loosely related to this ending. I even get the feeling of you kind of lifting your hands off the wheel and something seems even to self-destruct. Like maybe you had realized that the only reason that something continued on was because you kept like fighting for this thing to continue on. And as soon as you're like, you know what, I'm going to allow the universe to kind of take control of this situation. It's like as soon as that happens, I'm seeing something just like implode. So it could have been even a tower that had been avoided, and now it comes to a place where this is actually ending. Like things are actually finally happening, coming to fruition in the way that they were meant to. And before, because of the resistance, something had been even put off from happening. I'm hearing let go. Yeah, so whatever this is that finally occurs, I'm seeing you move away from it. It's even something that you're like, I don't want to be involved in this anymore. It's like this was meant to happen in the way that it did, and I'm meant to find something that I can connect with rather than this thing that I'm just grasping at, that I never feel is all there for me. So it does feel like a sense of acceptance related to a situation that has turned out in the way that, like, momentum-wise, it was meant to get to this point. And because you are seeing it for what it is and really opening your eyes to this situation, I'm getting that you're also sizing it up in relation to you and, like, what your heart is calling you towards and what's right for you and what's not right for you. And it seems like you can finally leave a situation. Like, what happened, what needed to happen finally happens, and I'm seeing you get to a point where you're like, I don't have to hold on to this anymore, and I can finally like walk away from this because I feel like I have the clarity that I needed. I know what I needed to know. I saw what I needed to see. It looks too like you're in the midst of a transition. Like I'm seeing you planting seeds in the garden that have not yet come to fruition, but something that is going to blossom the more that you nurture it and take care of it, related to like emotionally where you're going and what you're connecting with, what you want to connect with. Yeah, I'm even seeing like somebody has been planting in a crop, and you may have not thought that anything was growing from it, but I'm seeing someone kind of like push the dirt over and you see something like just peeking up from the bed. So it's like something is growing there. You just may not have seen it, maybe because of like how slow the process was. But there's even a notion of making headway here with where you're going and like what is blooming within your garden. Yeah, and it's almost like as soon as you see that little thing popping up out of the dirt, it moves very, very quickly after that. And now it's about defending what you're moving towards and sticking with the decision that you made. Because you know that you're on a path that feels authentic to you. For some of you too, you may even be questioned for a direction that you're going in, but you know in your heart that it's right for you. So it's about like really standing up for yourself. And it does again feel like sticking with the decision even to end something and allow whatever it was to happen so that you can move away from this. Because I'm seeing you go very much in a direction where you feel spirit-led is what I'm hearing. Anything else? You setting boundaries and sticking true to like what you're saying and what you're implementing is going to be important. Because it does seem at times like you may be challenged in some way. So this is about like advocating for yourself when you feel like it's appropriate, when you feel like there's a need to. And I'm also seeing you get like direct assistance from spirit, from your spirit guides. In overcoming this challenge that you're moving through. And your connection with like your higher self and also your beliefs, I'm seeing that also benefit you greatly. For some of you, there's even like some sort of community that you're connecting with. People maybe that share some sort of core belief that you have that you feel supported by. And I'm seeing too a lot of reflecting on like your own personal beliefs as well. Like there may even be something within your spirituality that you're developing, but it may not be something that you are ready to talk about yet. I'm seeing even something that you're quietly processing. This can even be feeling like you're getting certain messages as far as where you're being guided and not feeling ready to share that with everybody, but more so kind of reflecting on it, thinking about it, connecting with it, and making the appropriate moves and knowing that this is leading you through a transition within your life. Because it even seems like every time you reflect or you meditate or you get connected, I'm seeing you, like however this is that you get connected with like your team and with spirit, I'm seeing it gives you like the type of wisdom and support that you need to move forward. And it looks like a very even like private process that you're moving through at this time. And dealing with the ups and the downs of that as well. It also feels like understanding that because you're choosing an authentic path, there are going to be times when you feel like you're struggling or you feel a bit stressed out or overwhelmed. but knowing also that this is just part of the path, and that anything that you're facing, you're going to be able to resolve and move through, because it's going to give you the outcome that you're looking for. I'm seeing a lot about checking in and being self-referential with the moves that you're making, especially when it comes to like hard decisions. It seems too like you may be letting go of something that could have been guiding you before, by actually like guiding yourself through a process. Because there's something about like maybe being understanding where maybe before you had been a bit rigid with certain things, and letting go of that, of it needing to look a certain way or be a certain way, and kind of getting more so in the flow of things. Because I'm even seeing something about like traditions, or being really rigid with something in a way where you feel like you can't explore in the way that you want to, or the way that you feel called to, and letting go of that. And maybe it was something that in the past you put your belief in, but because you are letting go of this and like making your own customs, traditions, and beliefs, there's a sense of like recognizing yourself through that process, and also recognizing what you don't identify with, even at some point in time, even if at one point in time it had you feeling safe. There's a sense of even understanding why you had been making certain decisions that you'd been making, and understanding how certain things don't actually resonate with you as far as the path that you're on currently. So yeah, there could have even been something that was like you were pressured into, or something that was expected of you, that you're like, you know what, I don't resonate with that, and I'm going to forge my own path here. And instead of like seeking direction externally, it's a move to seek direction internally, and again be self-referential in that way, and feel like that's authentic to you, because you're driven by that internal voice. I'm looking at Uranus, Mars, Taurus, Virgo, Gemini, Sagittarius. All right, my friends, we are going to leave the reading here. I would like to thank everybody for joining. Thank you for tuning in. I'm wishing everybody love and light and healing, and I hope to catch you guys next time.